Welcome back to the channel where we are in Bratislava, Slovakia's capital city. It's supposed to be one of the most underrated capitals in Europe, so we thought we'd come and check it out. It has an added bonus of being really close to Austria's Vienna, so we'll be taking a day trip there on the train too.
So in this video we'll be sharing the top spots to visit in Bratislava. With that day trip to Vienna, we'll be trying local food and drink, and we'll also show you where we stayed. And one extra thing about this trip is it's a special trip for us because I'll be moving into a new decade and I'll be turning 60.
Check out the description as we'll be sharing details of places we visit, eat and drink.
We started out with a walk around the old town. Our visit was in November, and as you can see, the city was preparing for its annual Christmas market. The old town is fairly small and it's easy to navigate on foot.
The old town dates back to medieval times, and its town hall is one of the star features. The clock tower was built in 1320. It has been the city museum since 1868 and was our favourite place to visit. Look out for this later on in the video.
So the architecture in the courtyard, we've just heard from the tour guide, is 16th century. And it really is rather beautiful.
On the other side of the town hall's courtyard is the 18th century Primate's Palace, which you can visit for €3. It's quite small but worth a look if you have time. Our favourite part is its courtyard. We stopped at Ket's, which has great coffee and friendly staff, and is only a short walk to our next stop, the Man at Work statue.
So this Man at Work's got to be one of the most unique statues I've ever seen. It's really cool, and you can actually see it's pretty popular. This is Michael's Gate, and I think it's my favourite building in the city so far. I love the colour of the roof.
We headed towards the Blue Church and stopped off for lunch nearby.
We've come to a cafe called Otto's for lunch, a place recommended to us by our host. It's a breakfast menu today. I'm going for the sausage and egg, and Michelle's having the very local traditional dish called Turkish eggs. Make of that what you will.
The food at Otto's was delicious. Across the street from the restaurant is this impressive plant-covered building.
This church looks amazing. I'd not googled it or looked at it on the internet, so it's a real surprise when I came around the corner. It's incredible. When they said it was a blue church, I just thought some of it was blue, not all of it. It's St Elizabeth Church, and it was built in the 20th century, so it's not that old. Unfortunately it wasn't open, but you can peer through the door to see inside. This is the Bratislava Cathedral, St Martin's, one of the oldest churches in Bratislava, dates back to the 15th century. It looks quite modern actually.
We finished the day with a few beers in the Pheasant, which brews its own beer and has a very good selection. Afterwards we had dinner in this restaurant, which specialises in dumplings.
Our apartment is located in the centre of the Old Town on Venturska Street. It's a great place to stay if you are a large group. There were 5 of us. It has 4 double bedrooms which are all huge. It was very comfortable and convenient. See description below for details.
And now for our day trip to Vienna. We filmed so much we decided to make a separate episode, but here is the short version.
We got the 8:50 train from Bratislava Station to Vienna Central, which only takes 55 minutes, and then the U1 metro to St. Stephen's Platz.
You very soon see the cathedral, which is humongous. It dwarfs the surrounding buildings. It is such an impressive sight.
We went up the 343 narrow winding steps to the top of the tower for panoramic views of the city.
We only had time to visit the inside free section, but even from here you get a very good view, which was beautiful.
We planned a walking route to get the best from our short visit. Next, we walked up Graben Street towards the majestic Spanish Riding School building, and then through to the Hofburg Palace, once home to the Habsburg royal family.
The Parliament building was a surprise. It's more ancient Greek looking than the Parliament building we saw in Athens, and it's opposite the very grand National Theatre.
We couldn't get very close to the City Hall building due to the Christmas market build, but it is a very cool looking Gothic building.
For lunch we went to the Naschmarkt, which has many food options. We had a very tasty Vienna style hot dog.
The Karlskirk Plaza was not as picturesque as I'd expected, as they drained the pond and were building the Christmas market.
Lastly, we visited the Belvedere Palace Gardens, which are free. Inside the palace is Klimt's famous The Kiss painting, so we'll have to come back sometime, as it's one of my favourites.
We had been walking so much we decided to end our visit here and catch the tram back to the station. Don't forget to check out our full Vienna Day Trip video coming soon. As it was my 60th birthday, we decided to treat ourselves and have breakfast out at Cafe Number 9. Yet again, more excellent food, and then we were off to the castle.
We're at Bratislava Castle, which sits on top of the city and was built between the 13th and 16th centuries. We're going to learn all about the castle and Bratislava and get some fantastic views of the city and the Danube. Our castle visit stretched over 2 days. The inside is closed on Tuesdays, but the grounds were open and are free to enter, and the weather was glorious. Our inside visit was the next day when it was very foggy, so we were so glad we came the day before.
It's €14 to enter the castle. The castle evolved over many centuries, the oldest part being the 13th century Crown Tower. The castle was ruined in 1811 by Napoleon's army. In the late 1950s, Alfred Piffle led a project to save and renovate the castle, which was completed in 1968. More recently, archaeological digs have unearthed ancient ruins, and these can be visited in the underground exhibition floor.
There are a number of rooms with portraits of Habsburg Empire royalty, but a nice surprise was the Joseph Plechnik exhibition, which includes many models of his work. It's a very impressive body of design work for one person.
We went to the top of the Crown Tower where you get excellent views of the city, but not when it's foggy.
After our first visit to the castle, we had lunch in the Zylinder Cafe. This is a very stylish place. The menu is original cuisine from the Austro-Hungarian monarch period, and I assume the decor is also of that period.
We had more excellent meals. I had Hungarian goulash with steamed dumplings, which are very much like bread. Michelle had breaded cauliflower. This Slovak National Theatre building was built in 1885.
This statue is outside the Eurovia shopping mall, and behind it is the River Danube. We spent time around the river and then walked down the river to the UFO tower.
During Soviet times, this old synagogue was pulled down in the late 60s to make way for the SMP bridge. The iconic UFO tower is one of Bratislava's most recognisable landmarks. Sitting atop the SMP bridge, this futuristic structure looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. And that's where we're going. SMP stands for Slovak National Uprising. We paid €12 to visit UFO tower. The bridge and tower opened in 1972. So we've made it to the top of the UFO TV tower.
And as soon as we got up there, it started raining.
Typical. We're like we're in a cloud, I think. But there is really amazing views from up here. Best way to see the city. And also,
Quite hilly over there.
over there you can see the hills. And then we've got the castle and St Martin's Cathedral. And all of the old town down there. And the river Danube, of course. Now this is a toilet with a view.
There is a bar and restaurant. If you have a main meal, you can visit the tower for free. We came back over the river via the Green Bridge, which is now known as the Old Bridge, less iconic but attractive with its green paint.
We saw lots of these messages written on the pavement in chalk. If you know what these are for, let us know in the comments. My birthday dinner was at a very traditional Slovak food restaurant. I had veal meatballs with potato dumplings, yes, more dumplings, and Michelle had roasted pork neck with sauerkraut and, of course, potato dumplings, but different dumplings to mine. So my balls look very much like... So my Scotch egg-looking veal tasted very much like Cornish pasty. It took me most of the meal to work it out, and suddenly I worked it out. It was very, very nice.
We started the day trying the famous Bratislava roll. This is a sweet pastry made from yeast dough and traditionally filled with poppy seeds or walnuts, which is what we chose.
And now it's time for our favourite museum of the trip, the City Museum in the Town Hall. What makes it special is both the building and also the exhibition of 9 families. Through the stories of each family, you learn the history of the city. I think the top of the town hall clock tower could be the best vantage point that we've had in the city. It's not too high and you can see everything with lots of detail.
family has their own section with a family tree and actual furniture and objects from their homes. They have chosen a selection of families with different occupations, faiths and sometimes nationalities. We've never seen anything like this and very much enjoyed it. If you visit one museum on your trip, make it this one.
There are some fantastic ceilings in some of the rooms, and we found this advert and mould for the Bratislavian pastry we had earlier. The tour finishes in the dungeons.
We fancied soup and found this great place that specialises in soup. It's not on the tourist route and outside of the old town, not far from the presidential palace. They have a range of very tasty soups, all at very reasonable prices.
This is the Grasokovic Palace, the residence of the President of Slovakia. Not bad, eh? Built in 1760 for Hungarian aristocrat Anton Grasokovic, and the President's residence since 1996. You can visit the gardens for free.
We finished our time in Bratislava with delicious cakes in the cookware and coffee shop.
Well, sadly, our time in Bratislava has come to an end. We've had a really great time. The old town is very charming with lots of beautiful architecture, Michael's Gate, the Blue Church and the old town hall.
It's also a very accessible city. You can get anywhere by foot in just a few minutes, and also very affordable. The accommodation, which we had right in the centre of the town, food and drink and all the attractions.
We've had lots of great food. We've not actually had a bad meal. We've enjoyed the many various types of dumplings you can get, and the goulashes and the sausages, and the people are extremely friendly. In our next episode we will be visiting the Christmas market in Vilnius, and we're very much looking forward to that.
So thank you for watching, and if you like this video please give it a thumbs up because it really helps the channel, and consider subscribing.
And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.